gosh. I want to hide my face just listening to you tell. I forgot. Talk about ahead of time, right? Oh my God. Literally, I'm
I
ahead of time. I'm so well prepped. I don't even know what the time is here in Adelaide and Malaysia anymore. Way to go, Pam. Good start.
don't,
Amen.
you know what? Don't be too hard on yourself. It's really not your
Oh,
fault.
God.
It's also silly me, my bad. I didn't even bother checking the world clock. I just assumed, okay, yeah, 5 p.m., 7:30. Yeah, okay, okay.
To be fair, it was that just 3 weeks ago. So,
Yeah, I
and I
heard.
should know so well because you know how you have a schedule with the baby as well because of daylight
Yeah.
saving. I actually had to
Uh-huh.
work like 2 weeks in advance, working his schedule towards end of daylight saving. So that was another task. So I should be like, I know what the time is, and oh my God, when I came down, just my husband was putting Lochlan to bed because I usually we do
Yeah.
it together and then I feed him to bed.
Uh-huh.
And then I came down and I checked the IG and then I saw you like 6 o'clock, five something. See you in five? What? Oh my God!
It's okay.
Smart.
I was just talking to Vanessa earlier.
Yeah.
I have a new catchphrase for my mommy time sessions now. It's gonna be called
Okay.
like Mommy Time, your reality talk show.
Ah.
Because this is like really the reality of motherhood. I mean, in the
Oh
past few
God.
episodes, I had Azura on, and she had to attend to her toddler who is still breastfeeding. So she had to breastfeed while we were having our live session. And Sassy yesterday as well
Oh my
had to disappear
God.
for a while because there was an accident with the baby Pete on one of the twins. So she had to like, okay, sorry, I gotta go attend to
You
something.
know
So
what? This is real. This
yeah,
is what mothers need to see because this is reality. Just now,
mm-hmm.
because I usually, like I said, I usually nurse Lochlan to bedtime, but I want him to really get used to the bottle as well, so
Yeah.
anyone can look after him, babysit him, and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And just yesterday, we did a trial
Yeah.
run, and it went perfect. And then it had to be today that it was like kind of a little bit. He didn't want to take the bottle. I don't want
You
mommy,
know
but he
what?
didn't. He did in the end. My husband said, "Go downstairs, take it as your work. I can handle this." And so, yeah. So what's your
Yeah.
catchphrase again? Mommy
So yeah,
reality.
thank you so much for your
Okay.
reality talk show. This is not like regular talk shows, where everything is all so perfect and stuff. Like there were so many times when we had to like, reschedule or yeah, that's life, that's motherhood. So yeah, thanks for making time. And before we get into the baby bits, how are
Mm.
you, by the way? Because I was just thinking about it today. I can't remember the last time we met. I don't think I even saw you pregnant. But the first time that I really,
I,
really got to know you and connected with you was that Adidas trip many
yes,
years ago.
yes. I think that
Many
could
years
probably
ago.
be the
Yeah.
last one. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago
Time?
because it was before I moved to Australia. It could be because not long after.
Correct.
I mean, I've been in Australia for 3 years
Mm-hmm.
now, so very possibly the
Mm-hmm.
last time. And I think
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
we were
yeah.
t- we were talking about having kids and stuff like that. And of course, you beat me
Mm-hmm.
way ahead of me. And yeah, so I'm doing good. I'm doing good now. And I think motherhood is,
Yeah.
before we get into the new mommies or mommies to be, motherhood is a roller coaster ride.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it is going up, and sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, last week when Lochlan was going through his regression, I was going down, and I felt like, oh my God, I'm not gonna go
Mm-hmm.
up. It felt like I was stuck. I was like, because I felt I
Yeah.
was doing good. And all of a sudden, the regression happened. The sleep, he was
Yeah.
waking up all the time. And I was just like, oh my God, what happened? And then when you're so tired, and I think I made myself extra tired by, crying and stuff like that. And I was just trapped in this zone for a moment. But I must say, like, the last week has
Yeah.
been
Mm-hmm.
so much better. Like, yeah, I see, as long as I get a little bit of a
Yeah.
sleep,
Yeah.
I see the light. And you, Megan, how are you? Two
Yeah.
babies.
I feel you, man. I think the sleep really gets to you. I mean, it's okay that we can hold our pee, poo, whatever, and like eat at a later time. But I think it's the sleep deprivation that, just makes you a little bit agitated, easily agitated, I would say. And
Oh yeah.
not be
You
able
know,
to function as well as you hope, you know?
sleep deprivation is one of the top torture in the world, right? I mean, people actually used to use it as torture. So you can
Mm-hmm.
just imagine what goes through someone's mind. And even though, oh crap,
Exactly.
my makeshift tripod is not working.
No worries. If you could see
Okay,
what I'm using right now, I'm just using boxes to hold my phone up.
I'm gonna take a photo later of what I'm using as well. I've got a paper puncher hole, and I had Lochlan's burst balloon thing standing behind, so that's gone now. So I'm a little bit wonky, but I'm okay. Let me try one more time. Sorry, people.
You
I
see, you
hope
see?
I just want to make you
Hence,
feel like you're on a roller coaster.
reality
That's
talk
why
show.
reality talk show. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's
So
motherhood.
yeah,
Boom, 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 boom.
boom, boom. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good, but it's
Mm.
up and down sometimes. And with this whole
Yeah.
pandemic
And
thing
what do
has
you
not.
do actually? Yeah, what do you do? Yeah. Yeah, not made it easy for any of us. But like what do you do those times when you're down? Like what do you do to pick yourself back up?
Honestly, I'm quite good at trying to snap myself out, of something, but I think it's trying to find the positive in it and say that, okay, this is just this moment now. It's right now. And honestly, I have a very supportive husband.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe he takes too much, sometimes hears the repeat
Yeah.
of me over and over again. And I think, I don't know about you, but I think they take it, the person closest to you. Like I can be fine the whole day and then, oh,
Yeah.
my frustration just vents out
Mm-hmm.
on him when he's not doing anything wrong. It's almost kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost not say resentment,
He's
but
the
it's
punching
like,
bag.
yeah, he's the punching bag, and it's kind of like, motherhood is
Mm-hmm.
is a journey together. I mean, if you have a partner, not everyone has a partner. Single mothers, and motherhood is a journey together with that person as well. But it's very much a journey.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel sometimes you even you can have people around you, you still can feel alone because you have this weight that you are the mother
Mm-hmm.
and somehow you feel like you need to take that control, and so it can be a very lonely place in your own mind, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it's looking
Mm-hmm.
at the positive of what we have. Like Lochlan is so healthy, he's
Yeah.
doing well, and what I do is I go online sometimes and I look for inspiration. So I found this motherhood book or
Mm-hmm.
this other book that says, I think I
Yeah.
sent you a couple, the shit no one tells you about, whatever,
Yes,
and I
the
just listen.
audiobook.
Yeah, yeah, I just listen to
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and I just
Mm-hmm.
hear how the future is bright. But like you said, you're a second time mom. Miles, he's he's moved up, that it
Mm-hmm.
can be better. But when you're a first time mom, sometimes you're thinking, oh no, this is it. You don't know. Is this how you're gonna feel
Yeah.
forever?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. It gets so
Mm-hmm.
much brighter and better. And yeah, I can even see it now. And I feel it like it's
Yeah.
yeah. What about you? What do
Mm-hmm.
you
It's
do to get
definitely
out of a
like
funk?
there's definitely like different. Oh, like you, I use my husband as a punching bag. Bless his soul. But yeah, I mean, I'm also very grateful that I have a very supportive husband and I have family members around to help me when I just need a little break or a little bit of a me time to even squeeze in a workout or just do nothing, just to breathe. So yeah, so those are the things that I do to sort of get back my sanity because it is a lot, like you said, and especially because I'm also handling a toddler and a baby. So that's
I
like
have a toddler.
I'm still trying to work it out and trying to figure out how things work. You do? Oh yeah,
His
your
name is
dog.
Buddy the dog. He drove me crazy, Buddy, my
I
dog, at the beginning.
think the
Oh
line
my
is a little
God.
bit laggy.
Oh, yeah, okay. Restart?
It's a bit laggy. Let me
It
try
is.
to, is it laggy on your end or is it
Yes.
just
I
right?
hear you
Like
straight away, but you
I
take a
am,
couple seconds to wait to talk.
yeah. Correct. Yeah, wait, I think it's getting, wait, let's try this. I did the robot thing with Vanessa. So, am I moving now? Yeah, it's a lot better, right?
You're very clear. To me, you've been clear the
Oh,
whole
I thought,
time.
yeah, yeah, same. You're very clear to me too, but it's just that, the replies come in a little bit later. So I think I might just have to pause for a while and then let you speak.
Let's try this. Let's see if it's not lagging now. Hello. Oh no, it is still lagging.
So it's either my connection or yours. So we will go by feel, okay?
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off my Wi-Fi and is this better?
Yeah, it is actually.
There we go. Hello.
Yeah.
Did that work or not?
It's like a half a second delay, but at least now we can see you clearly. Because earlier we were like seeing you in a, like pixelated and
Oh.
yeah, that kind of stuff. But now now people are saying that you're both clear. We can see her. Yay. Yeah, and I remember this about you as well. You're like a really awesome, she's there, don't worry guys. She's just a really good like
No, I'm not really
actress.
on pause. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, so what were we talking about just now? Oh, how do I pick myself up from
Yeah,
a
yeah.
low point? To be honest, and I think I've shared this a lot of times, especially throughout the Mummy Time sessions, is that my first child, I didn't get it so bad. I feel like I mean, yeah, there were crazy moments, up and downs, roller coaster and stuff. But then because it's just one child, and then you have your supportive husband, family members, and then I went back to work and stuff. But I feel like two kids, whoa, like all of a sudden I'm like thrown in this whole new like dynamic, and so I always say like, wow, hats off to those with 3 kids and above as well, because one, you're outnumbered. I mean, it's just you and your partner, right? For those who have partners.
Yeah.
But yeah, so wow, it's a lot. And that's why that was the whole motivation of me creating these Mummy Time sessions as well. Because like you said, motherhood, as great, I mean, as blessed as we are to have people around us to help us out, sometimes it does feel like a very lonely journey, only because I think we can be very hard on ourselves. Like we feel like, we need to be in control of a lot of things, and that's my role as a mom. I should know how to do this and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of times when you express that to your partner, they might not completely understand, especially with like the hormones that you're going through as well. So they get the idea, but I feel like it's very theoretical. Like they ask
And
you
I
to
think
just,
sometimes, yeah, sometimes to
mm,
yourself, you think like, just get on with it. But for me, I must admit, being here in Australia, I don't have the family support. I don't
yeah,
really have any help.
mm-hmm,
And Morton, in the beginning, before this whole thing happened, I had family around. So
yeah,
newborn stage, it was just kind of like blurry. Family around, visit, Christmas. And then one by one, they left. Mom left. And then Morton had to travel. He was going
mm,
away quite a bit, and then all of a sudden I was completely alone
alone. Yeah.
with Buddy the baby and me. And Lochlan was at that point where when they go through the growth spurt and they're just like
Mm-hmm.
like little zombies on your boobs or whatever.
And you don't know why, right? Like, I fed you, cleaned you. Like,
Yeah,
what
and
else do
I
you want me to do?
and I got him calm. And I think that was my lowest point. I got him calm,
Yeah.
feeding, and he was so calm. And then Buddy comes in, row, row, row. And I was just like, but yeah.
Why?
Uh, well,
Yeah, but
I
I mean,
think,
yeah.
sorry.
Look at you. I mean, look at you now. I mean, I looked at your stories and I love what you're doing. You seem to have like the rhythm of things already. And so that's what I want to tell like
Yeah,
moms or new
yeah.
moms right now as well, that this may feel like the days may feel so long and like, oh, you're asking yourself, when is this gonna be over? But let me tell you that it will pass.
It will.
Like
It will.
this will pass as well.
It will pass. I mean, if I could go back and talk to that mom, Pamela, me at 6 weeks,
Mm,
when Lochlan was 6 weeks, I would tell her,
yeah.
you are strong, you are going to get through this. And she did get through this. I did get through it, and, just hang on there. Life is going to be big and bright.
Yeah.
It's going to just keep getting better. And I think I think the thing is, like we said, this is about prepping to be a new mom. There's a lot of things you can prep, physical stuff and that, but there's just, no matter how, no matter what people tell you that you're going to be tired, sleep deprived, you don't know till you go through the journey yourself. You know, everyone is different, but I would say that definitely if you can equip yourself, if you can, you know, find some tips or knowledge or read up prior to giving birth. Sometimes people focus, to me, like, let's talk about what we're here, you know, about prepping to be a new mom. We talk about, oh, what we're going to do about delivery, you know, giving birth or stuff like that. You focus so much on how you want to give birth. I mean, I really wanted a natural birth, but through the pregnancy, I had a pretty good pregnancy. I was working out, I was teaching till 35 weeks, but Lochlan had marginal cord thing. So it was kind of like, you know, we have to monitor whether he's growing properly or not. So that was one thing. So, but it was still going well. Then he was turned correctly. And then all of a sudden, 32 weeks, he turned upside down. He was breached. His head was locked here and he was just locked. And I was like, I want to try, let's try and turn him, blah, blah. You couldn't, because he had a hyperextended neck and all that. And then it was like, okay, the safest way is to do a C-section. So I had a C-section with Lochlan, as much as I was hoping not to have one. But I did mentally prepare from the very start of my pregnancy that you just don't know. You can hope and you can want, but I was prepared that I would take the safest route no matter what it was. So as a new mom, I think having to take that expectation and planning the delivery itself, yes, you can have a plan and it's perfect, fantastic if it goes that way, but it's so much more stressful on you if you really want it that way and it doesn't, and then you stress. I think I mean, I went through the emotion when I found out I had to go through the C-section. I was upset. I was, you know, mentally, just because like, oh, I never get to experience that natural, but same thing. I snapped myself out of it. I started reading up about C-section. What was the safest way? How can I recover? So I tried to look on the positive. I said, okay, the thing is, I know when I'm going to have this baby now, you know, the morning of, woke up, you know, had my blow dry my hair, you know, kind of. So I tried to look at the positive of what my situation was. And that the delivery is just a glimpse, you know, new moms out there. The delivery is, yes, it's a big thing. But when, no, it doesn't matter how the baby comes out. When your baby comes out, the delivery is kind of like, you know what
secondary.
I mean? Secondary. It really didn't. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter how the baby is here. Baby is safe. And that's to me, you know, what helped. I think I read somewhere that, you know, just, it doesn't matter. The delivery will be secondary. Once you hold your baby, that will be gone. And I know not everybody feels the same. And I understand that, because everybody goes through motherhood differently from start till end. But
very well said. And I'm with you 100% on that, about like, you know, how every mom goes through a completely different experience. Some may be relatable to you and some may not. So I mean, with these sessions, I've had on different guests, different moms who have different parenting styles, different experiences when it comes to pregnancy and birth as well. So, but all in all, I think the similarity or the common factor that every mom has is that we just want what's best for our kids.
Yeah, I think it's
and
just,
there's no such thing as a perfect mom.
No. And I think that's why I always say it's not about judging another mom. And the way I do things, the way I have Lochlan on his schedule or not sleeping in the bed, he is in his, it's not, I don't think co-sleeping, I don't think it's wrong. It's it's what I want. It's my choice. It's what I feel. And that's what I read up on, because that's what I wanted. I think, yes, there is a wrong. Obviously, that's wrong.
Like for the safety reasons,
Yes, you know, and then you don't just you don't do anything just for sleep. Like, hey, here's some Benadryl, you know. No, so there is wrong. There is wrong, but as long as it's safe, as long as you are comfortable with that choice, I think that's important. You know.
Yeah, I'm so with you on that. Like, because I think as moms, we need to take a step back and stop judging other moms for the way
So
they do
easy
things.
to
Because,
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so easy to just pinpoint, like, hey, you're not supposed to put this in the cart and you're not supposed to do this and that. But you have no idea, like, what that person is going through throughout the
No.
day, or how much support they're getting, or what kind of demons they're battling with
Exactly.
themselves and, their mind. And I love what you said about being mentally prepared. We talk about a lot of physical things like what we must have, what should be in our hospital
What
bag, and
carrier lah, what
what carrier, what cot, what stroller, which we will also touch base
Yes,
on,
yes,
because
we should, we
sometimes,
should.
yeah, because sometimes, like, for first time moms, you're like, oh,
Yes,
did I get everything, or should I even be getting all these things? Because sometimes we tend to overspend because we think that we need everything. So
yeah,
we will touch on that too, but like I love what you said about being mentally prepared. I mean, it's nice to have a birth plan, but and mentally sort of prepare yourself for that, like think positive. But if it doesn't go the way you want it to, you have to also be sort of open
prepared. Yeah,
and
the other way
prepared.
around.
Yeah, for as long as the baby arrives safely,
Yeah,
and that's all
be
that matters.
upset, go through the emotion,
Yeah.
go through it. If you're upset, it's not going, go through, let it out, and then
Mm-hmm. Correct.
accept and find the positive. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
All
get
right,
into the
let's talk
physical
baby
stuff.
crap. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
like
Okay.
what would you say now that, Lochlan's 5 months old, looking back, did you buy a lot of stuff
No,
or
I was like I said, I'm very well read, no, I took
you are
I think
I you are you are
no, I think I
you
took a lot of
are
no, I'm not. I took I look I think I took a lot of tips and saw what other mothers did, what other mothers wanted,
mm,
and blah blah. And I grasped. And you know what? Well read is one thing, but I don't think you need to accept everything. It's choosing what you feel suits you. So that's what I did.
mm,
And things like, say, baby clothes, newborn clothes. Yes, maybe have a nice set, maybe in the hospital or whatever. And if you're given stuff, hey, fine lah. But for me, take it, take it, take it. But new stuff, yeah. You lucky
yeah.
people, I know. I'm given pre-love stuff now, so that's fine. But before that, I just went on Facebook Marketplace, and I was just like, a tip was, newborn clothes, they are going to grow out of it so quick, so quick. And most of the time they are swaddled, they are wrapped.
Mm,
So if you want a couple of pieces that are nice for your baby for photo's sake, of course, by all means, but people will buy you stuff. So I didn't buy
yeah.
any new stuff. I had nice pieces from people. I just went online. I bought a box full. I did not know what was in it. It was just some zippies, bond zippies. I would say definitely onesies and zippies are the things to have when you have a newborn. Something easy, nothing crazy that you're going to wake up in the middle of night and try to change them, and
Yeah.
easy, zoop, zoop, nip, because you are going to go through many, many nappy changes in the beginning.
Correct.
So
And you know
that's
what?
one thing.
It's not just about nighttime. I think onesies are perfect for daytime as
All
well.
day,
Because
all
I
day.
was I was one of those, like, ooh, fashion moms wanna be, like with
Yeah,
my
yeah.
first with Miles, that I would want it. I think at like 2 months, I want to say, I would put him in like little denim jeans with like the shirt, and I'm like, the moment I went out on my own, and he does like a massive poo and all, and like you said, it's like a lot of nappy changes throughout the day, and I was like, I give up immediately. The first nappy change, and boom, he's back in his onesie because
So
it's just
I
too much
always,
work.
yep, I was dressing in the onesie, and then Daddy just got him ready one morning. He's put in on a t-shirt and pants, shorts, and I said, okay, but it's much
Sure.
better put a onesie. He's like, no, but he looks so cute in this. The whole day, the shirt just keeps rising up, rising up, because they're not a
Yeah,
1 year old. They're not walking yet, So you're
yeah,
carrying
yeah.
them all the time. Tops are constantly being lifted up, So
I
yeah,
agree. Let's talk about
definitely,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's talk about the
Sorry.
big stuff then.
The big stuff. Okay.
Yeah, like capsule, like car
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
seat. I think that is definitely for me top, like, priority. I mean, I have, with no judgment, but I've seen how, when you check out from the hospital, there are moms or and dads who would hold the baby at the back seat to check out from the
Here,
hospital.
so
Do they
so
allow
I
that over
think
there?
No, here they don't allow that.
Yeah,
They didn't do it, but they said that a midwife would actually come and check if you are having safely
yeah,
taking your baby out of hospital. So no, we definitely had a car capsule and everything is safe. Here it's by law. You have to have something
very
safe for
strict.
your
Yeah.
baby. Yeah, very strict. The thing is, I was very lucky to go private health. So
Mm-hmm.
I did classes prior to,
Yeah.
they gave classes, the hospital actually gave me some classes and I went for the classes and that I must say really, really helped. So if any one of you have a class to, go for it because at
Mm-hmm.
least you're not so shell shocked at the end of the day. But so they
Yeah.
said prep, you need the car capsule. They talked about certain
Mm-hmm.
things, but yeah, that is definitely important
Yeah.
to
Yeah, definitely.
have
I
that
feel like safe,
safety and
yeah,
yeah,
that's
safety is
definitely
yeah.
key. Yeah. Because it's a lot safer for the baby to be in a capsule than to be in your arms, you know, even if the trip from the hospital to the house is a short one. But I feel like that is a must. So
That is
that to me
absolutely
is
a
number one.
that is absolutely a must, number one. But I understand that there are people who don't have a car. Maybe they're not as
Yeah.
lucky to just get in the car and go because public transport here, I mean, if you're going in a taxi, at least have some carrier or something that's really
Mm-hmm.
safe if they
Yeah.
had to transport them not in their own car because not I think most people, but not everyone has a car. So that would be at least find the safest way to bring your
Yeah.
baby home. I mean, you carried that baby for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
so
True
it's
that.
precious. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What else? What else would you say is like a must-have?
Okay, I mean, it really depends what you're doing. So for me, I wanted Lochlan in the room just for the first few months, couple months,
Mm-hmm.
and a co-sleeper was something I got as
Yep.
well. Just I think I seen that you had that as well, right
Yep.
next to
The
the bed.
bedside crib. Yep.
Because I didn't want him to co-sleep in the bed. I need my space, So
You're a
he's next
dancer,
to me.
so.
Yeah, exactly. 5, 6, 7, 8, pick him up. And so next to the bed, pick him up, feed
I see.
him. And sorry that my makeshift tripod's falling
Tripod.
again. Um, and all that, I think that was one of the first things I bought. But
Yeah.
again, I'm
Mm.
not given free stuff. So I gotta,
Yeah, things can
I
be
bought my,
expensive. I'll be completely honest. Those
yeah.
baby stuff, damn.
Oh
They
my
know how
gosh.
to suck us dry as well, but like,
Oh,
yeah, it's
someone was
expensive.
sending me like, oh, get this new. I was like, what? Thousand something plus dollars? No, 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 thank you. So I just bought secondhand, but I made sure to check it was safe. So I checked the
Mm.
brand and it was still up to grade because you do want something that's safe around the cot for me anyway. That was
Yeah.
something that was important. I also did look into carriers, which I
Mm-hmm.
must say was not actually it's not a main priority because in the first few
Oh,
weeks or even the first couple months it was my priority. Like I was really like, oh, I gotta get a carrier, this and that. But
you
Lochlan
hardly
didn't
used it.
even. I use it all the time now, all the time now. So it's a
Right.
good buy, but just
Uh-huh.
not the main
At that
thing
time.
straight
Mm.
away. Because when they're a
Right.
newborn, unless you're doing the sling wrap and all that, which I'm
Yeah, yeah.
crap at, so do all that if you're doing that. But like those. I mean, I got an
Those big
ergo
chunky ones,
pouch
yeah.
mesh and that is fantastic now. I love it. I no regrets, but it's not like priority for newborn. I would say get it before they're 3 months, I think, at least if
Mm.
but now you're stuck at home, so I don't know, maybe.
Can I wear around the house,
Oh,
just
that's what I
pretend.
do. That's what I have to do. I got 3 stories now, so that's my workout. I go upstairs, I go downstairs. Lachlan's just hanging in there, just watching me do
Yeah,
some housework and stuff like
yeah.
that. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit red. I'm having
No worries.
some
Hot flashes? Oh, what?
no.
No, no, no. Me time. Oh yeah, you're way ahead.
I'm way
Wait,
ahead.
it's
So
well, it's technically happy hour, right? I mean, happy hour starts at 5, right? I
it's
mean,
eight
all
o'clock
around the
now
world.
here.
Yeah, I mean, 8 o'clock for you, it's
Yeah.
6 o'clock for me.
Oh
So
yes, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
6:30. We need to get this timing thing right.
We
If you
do,
guys
we do.
just joined us,
Um,
we sort of miscalculated
we
with the
did.
time. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh,
So
but
would you say breast pump is also one of your like must-have?
so the thing is, I also got a. I know they say you shouldn't, but I got a pre-loved one. So to me, the thing is, I think even that I was very mindful for myself so that I wouldn't get
Mm.
fully disappointed. That I was like, I didn't want to invest in a super expensive breast pump yet because
Yeah.
what if I had no breast milk? What if I couldn't breastfeed? You know, so I didn't want to be
Mm.
like so crazy over that yet,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though I really wanted to. So I got a breast pump, just a Tommy Tippy one, secondhand, not really used. And I said, if I do, then I will invest in a better one. But in the
Mm.
meantime, this is gonna do. Just in case,
Yeah.
what if I didn't want to be disappointed? I definitely would have been disappointed if I couldn't have. But it was something that for myself,
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, you know, so I got that and it works fine. I didn't invest in anything more expensive because
Yeah.
I actually have lots of milk and I was
Mm.
lucky. So I use sometimes the Hakka. I would say that if you're
Oh, oh,
breastfeeding
yeah.
as well, definitely invest in one of those silicone Hakka, which actually
Mm-hmm.
I was passed by from Vanessa, and that saved so much time when he was a newborn, you know.
Yes.
And then they get to a stage where it's just like kicked off and milk's everywhere, and you're like, there goes my milk.
Yeah, I know. And I guess all in all, it's all about practicality and within your means. I mean, I
Yes.
know all these things can be expensive, but there are always alternatives as well. Perhaps you could look at other brands or like pre-loved stuff are great too, especially, if they haven't been used that much. And if it's more comfortable, perhaps ask from like a closer mom friend or relative. So at least, it gives you confidence to sort of use the pre-loved items as
Yeah,
well.
I think even with that, do your read up, do some research, and just know
Mm.
because there's so many different brands out there. And
Yeah.
honestly, you know, one thing that I am a sucker for IG advertising. I can tell you that,
So all your
right?
ads are all like the baby products.
Once you look for something,
Yeah.
hey, get this, get that, get that. I'm like, ooh, this looks good, you know, but I will never buy it straight away. I will
Yeah.
always go and look at reviews, what other mom says and things like
Uh-huh.
that, because one size doesn't fit all. It really
Correct.
doesn't. So you need to find something relatable, what's gonna
Mm-hmm.
work for you. And yeah, so that's what I did, I think.
Yeah, and look
For
here, my sister
but
says she's a dino age mom. She didn't have any of the gadgets, which was true. My sister, it was like bare minimum for her, whatever she needed at that time. And I
are there
believe like even like, I think this is like, with all the UV sterilizers and blah blah blah, these are very new age mom things.
that looks so good though. I saw you using one. I was like,
Yeah,
damn it, here am I with my
it's
wet bottles and you know.
I know I'm so
Lucky
blessed,
you. You are
that
so
I have.
blessed.
Yeah, I am. I truly am. And so yeah, it's a very new age mom thing. Because
Yeah.
like if you look
Yeah.
back at our parents' time, I don't think my mom had any of those.
Are
The
there
things
guys
that
in the chat room? I can't tell.
I don't know, but there were earlier at 5, so there might be.
Okay.
Yeah, they're used to
It's
this because
just
we even talked about poo and pee and like boobs and
okay,
stuff.
okay. Because I was gonna say I just express sometimes, you know, like a tip, like for Lochlan now he's teething, so I use a little fruit thing and I just go like, "Tss, all right, here you go. I'm gonna put that in the freezer and make like little ice cubes and stuff, you know. So sorry.
Oh, actually, that's an
TMI.
idea.
Oh my
That's
God, you
actually a
have to
really
do
good
it.
idea.
Do it for Mila. So get those
Yeah,
little once she starts teething or liking to chew.
yeah.
So because breast milk is so good. I mean, for the inflammation and stuff like
Mm.
that, and they get their breast milk intake as well. So I make little ice cubes and I just
So it's like a
freeze.
popsicle.
It's like a popsicle. So what Lachlan chews on, it's like a little teat in it, little holes in it. I just pop
Mm-mm-mm.
some ice cubes
Mm.
inside, and he'll just sit there and nah, nah, nah. So it helps his gum or whatever. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Okay,
yeah.
so I think we covered that about the
Okay.
stuff that you need
Yeah, yeah,
mentally prep and the physical
yeah.
prep stuff. But if you guys do have any more questions, you can leave them in the comment section. I have to talk to you about your rhythm because I mean I follow you on IG and I see your
Mm-hmm.
stories and I was just
Mm-hmm.
telling Vanessa earlier when you didn't come on at 5
Oh my
that I
gosh.
saw one of
Don't
your stories
remind
that
us.
even when it's like nap time, there was like a timing. I can't remember what time it was. Was it
Oh
9
yes.
9 something a.m. and then you
Yes,
go
yes.
in and then you put down the white noise and then
Yes.
slowly he'll eventually wake up. So
Oh my God.
it looks
Yeah.
like you've got the rhythm of things. you know, and how
Right
long did
now,
that take you? Like, how
that
long did
took,
that take you?
it felt like forever. I felt like giving
Yeah.
up at one point, but I always knew that the thing is, because I am alone here, I don't have the help Morton goes to. I need time for myself. I always knew that I needed time to do things around the house and stuff. So I needed him to nap on his own. I couldn't lay there and nap with him. I don't have that liberty. I don't, if you have it,
Yeah.
you know, fantastic. But I don't have that. And I
Mm.
like to do things myself. So I knew that I
Yeah.
needed to get him in a routine. So that's what I would say. New moms, you know, if I could go back to my pregnant self, one thing I would tell myself would be go and read up about newborn sleep. Go and have
Mm.
just some understanding about it, because that is going to consume your life in the beginning. It is going to be beautiful. Yes, so many great moments, but the sleep is going to consume you. So
Mm-hmm.
just if I understood some of the things I understand now, because no, you cannot put a newborn on a schedule. No, you cannot do this and that. They are going to nurse through the night.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
But I could have understood them being overtired, undertired, how long
Mm.
should they sleep for? And there
Yeah.
is getting his circadian rhythm, like getting him to understand night. I could have get him to understand it a lot quicker than I did, which
Earlier. Yeah.
he did by 6 weeks. So that was pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. He was still nursing through the night.
Yeah.
But from 6 weeks, I bought this program online. So find something that works for you, because everyone is different. I didn't want to do the
Mm.
whole crying. And you can't do that
Yeah.
before 4 months, they say anyway. You shouldn't do
Yeah.
that, or you should.
Yeah.
It's up to you. But I didn't want to do that. So
Yeah.
it was just understanding his nap time, like, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
by 6 weeks I was like, this, I can't, you know. Christmas was crazy. He was crying for hours, like I can't put him down. And I didn't understand, because he was overstimulated throughout the day. He was handed by so many different people. He was up for
Yeah.
too long. So babies have I mean, they're not all the same. They're all different, but they're all
Mm-hmm.
very similar. They all have
Yeah.
windows of
Mm-hmm.
how long they should be awake.
Yep.
So, you know, that's why, and some babies naturally are bad sleepers, but they say 80% of babies should be able to sleep a certain amount of time. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we see the catnapping, which I think you're going through the catnapping
The
stage
30
now,
minutes.
as the 30 minutes. So the
No, but
thing is,
it's
because,
lengthening slowly though. Today she's
oh,
six
good, oh,
months,
good.
and then all of a sudden I'm saying, oh, 1 hour.
Oh, good. Oh,
Ooh.
good. Okay. So
Yeah.
the thing is with that, for mine, is it's actually keeping them up, because they all have a dip 1 hour to 1.5. So we think, oh, they need to sleep. So we put them to sleep. And then they only
Mm.
sleep for 30 minutes or 20 minutes or
Mm.
whatever. So this program really got me to understand that no, they can just try and stretch it out, change, do something else, do something.
Yeah.
So just lengthening his awake window slightly longer. And then he started, yeah. And then, I mean, it was a lot of side patting, trying not to nurse to sleep, nursing drowsy, then put him in so he's still awake, got himself to sleep, patting on the side. So it was, my God, I was getting arm muscles, like just like, toot, 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 you know, patting him. And,
You know, this is
but
me now.
this is you now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting
It's,
to try out the
I
sleep
can't,
training method. So
I can't imagine it at 6 months though, because there's so much more aware
aware,
and stuff,
right? Yeah,
but you
and the
gotta
cry.
just, yeah, you
Yeah,
just gotta
and the
stick through it. Yeah.
okay, how long?
Honestly, I can't say, because, like I said, I started with Lochlan from he was
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks. So the first thing I got back was since then, 7 to 7:30, sometimes slightly
Yeah.
earlier, without fail, he goes to bed.
Mm.
At least for 3 hours, we sit down and we have our movie or
Meal, yeah.
dinner, meals,
Mm-hmm.
just me and Morton and Buddy or whatever,
Yeah.
and we sit there. But it is something that, you know, you just got to understand that, just imagine, Megan, that they're crying, right? If you are doing that slightly timing cry, there's so many different methods, to be
Yeah.
honest.
You know,
Someone once said that
it can be
just,
very confusing. Like, do
it
we
can be
leave him
very
to cry
confusing.
for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or what? Like, what do we do now? Do we go in? Do we not go
So
in? Do we tap? Do we not tap?
are you following something? I think it helps if you're following something.
Right. Because with Miles, we failed completely because he was such a determined crier. Like he would
Okay.
cry for an hour, I want to say, like 45 minutes, and that was just too much to handle. Like, you know,
That's yeah.
yeah, it was like,
So
whoa.
what you can tell yourself, which helped me, was hearing someone say that, just imagine if you are driving, okay, and your baby is in the back of the seat crying. You can't do anything about it, and you have to drive for that hour. You
Yeah.
have to tell you can't go at the back.
Yeah. Correct.
So you try to tell yourself, okay, I can't help him. You have to let him help himself or herself now. That's the best thing I think you can do for her. I can't imagine letting Lochlan cry for hours on end either, but
Yeah.
I think finding the method that you're comfortable with, you always
Yeah.
have to be comfortable with it.
Correct. Because yeah, if you do read up online and there are many different views about how you can sleep train. Some do the, like you say, the cry it out method, but others believe that that's very traumatizing for both baby and parent. And then there's always like the fading method where you sort of just eliminate one thing at a time, like eliminate the feeding to sleep, and then you slowly tap, and then you eliminate the tap, then you just look, and then you just let baby hear your voice. Yeah, there are plenty of methods. But would you say like getting them into their rhythm of sleep really made things a whole lot easier for you? Like
100%. 100% for me, because for me, I was doing this thing and I was just like, oh, it's so too difficult. I'm going to give up, blah, blah. And I tried the thing where, oh, just let him sleep when he wants or when he was tired. But that drove me crazy. Like I was just like, I didn't know, is he tired? Is he not? Should I let him sleep? Should I let him cry? That drove me, like, I couldn't do that. So I went back on the program, diligently did it. And just, so now he wakes up sometimes 6:30, 7. The night we're still working through because he was nursing through the night when he did his regression. So we're trying to reverse cycle that now. But morning, I wake up, routine, wake up, do whatever, breakfast, la la la, da da da. Just keep him up for about, now he can almost go 2.5 to 2+ hours. 9 o'clock, I go up to his room, a bit quiet, check his nappy, we play crawling near his room, whatever. And then 9:15, 9:20, I put him in his cot, I zip him up, and he smiles. Sometimes I want to play some more, smile. And then I say, good, mommy love you, go to sleep, Lochlan. I walk out, I turn on the white noise. So sleep association, I mean, you're going to talk about this later, but if you want to, sleep association is feeding to sleep. That's very strong. So they have to feed to sleep. So, you have to try to cut those things. But sleep association, like a white noise, that is fine. Because then you can bring white noise anywhere. You can bring it on your phone. You can bring it in the pram. You can bring it to a hotel room, wherever you're going.
So you do this for naps and also for bedtime, like at night?
Yes.
So you practice the same things for the day and...
Day is really quick. Day is kind of like nappy change. In night is a bedtime routine. We change his nappy, clean his gum. I say brush his teeth, even though he has no teeth. I just wipe his gums and stuff. Not bath every day. So I try to we do the bath, then include into the routine. But because here sometimes it's cold, so I don't bathe him every day, every other day sometimes. But pajamas, put on a lullaby in his room. So dimmer lights, lullaby, talk to him more calmly. No, like, okay, Lochlan, we're going to play like this. No, so when it starts the routine, it's like a 30 to 45-minute start of the routine. And that started like when he was young. Like, so he knows as soon as light comes on, he's like, put his whatever pajamas on and read him a story and feed him a milk, and then I try to make sure that he doesn't sleep he always falls asleep, but I wake him up after, kind of like gently, and read him a story, and he's just like, interesting story.
Or you could, I'd rather you could sing a song, or it helps that you keep the light on when you're feeding so that, they don't fall
light
asleep
is
halfway.
On. Light is on, and I'll talk to him, but he's just like, I think he's not sleeping. I think his eyes is just closed, but
He's like, I'm done. You can just put me down now.
Just shut up and let me drink.
And I'm completely with you with the whole routine thing. I do believe that babies, especially
they thrive
when
on
they're
it
young,
as well.
they thrive on routine. Like they know what to expect, so they're a little bit less cranky and fussy. Of course, you have to, minus the whole like growth spurt, or when they're going through like some teething phase, regression, whatsoever. Because with Mila as well, I thought like, wow. Like, because Miles was so difficult to put to sleep, like Mila was, pretty good. Like the first few months, she was self-soothing to sleep and stuff, because I had to still attend to my toddler. And then I think it was kind of like my mistake as well as she was growing up. And then I started being lazy in the sense that I just fed her and then she sleep, sleep, then put her down, sleep, you know? So I kind of took that quick fix solution.
Which is
So
actually absolutely fine in
yeah,
the beginning. When they're
in the
newborn,
yeah,
it's, it's,
yeah,
it's fine. You know, they're going to sleep while they feed. They hardly open their eyes much. But like
yeah.
you said,
Now that she's
then,
6 months, then
yeah.
I'm paying for it now because like then I'm waking up every two, I want to say 3 hours, but that's like a rare occasion also, like 1 to 2 hours. So it is getting to me. And I feel like a lot of moms have shared this as well, who have been through the whole sleep training thing, that they say they can't tell you like how long it's gonna work, but when once you get it, it's a long-term benefit thing, like for a short-term pain, like
Try
emotional and all that.
try this book that it's called The Least Cry. It's another
The
book that I
least
bought
cry.
because, so I mixed that book with what I've been doing just after
Uh-huh.
the regression, because like I said, he was nursing to sleep and that I needed to
Break
like
that.
fix
Yeah.
it. Yeah, break that. So try this book. Is called The Sleep Easy Solution. So it's
The
called
sleep the least
sleep.
cry.
Yeah, their method is the least cry method. The
The
sleep
least cry
easy.
method.
No, so
Okay.
the book is called The Sleep Easy Solution.
Mm-hmm. The sleep easy
Okay,
solution. The
that is
least
the
cry
book.
method. Okay.
In there, they claim that that's the least cry, and so yeah,
Fully writing this
just
down. Because
yeah.
someone just
I'll
asked
send
as
it
well.
to you later anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because someone just asked any recommendations on the sleep training read up. So there you go, the sleep easy solution. So I'm
That
going to
that's
check that
that's
out.
one if you want to do the slight crying one. Okay, so if they're slightly
Yeah.
older, that's one you look into. If you are
Mm-hmm.
having a newborn, if you
Mm-hmm.
are just starting out and you want to look for something that's not so not say harsh, but not so much crying, and you're willing to be a little bit more hands-on, like patting and stuff.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one I did was Little Ones.
Little
It's
ones.
called, yeah. And yeah, that's the one where they tell you how long they should be awake, what's their,
Mm.
and I bought up to 3 years old. So Lochlan is like, slowly his nap is getting shorter in the morning, which I'm like, oh, damn it, I have to go wake him up. His lunch nap is so good. He's linking it 2 hours plus, and then he has a
Mm.
tiny nap in the evening, but that's the
Mm.
nap that we're going to cut as well.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, I think
yeah.
it's I think no better time to start than now. I had this conversation with Vanessa as well about potty training, like because we're all stuck at
Oh, yeah.
home. So it's easier to get into a routine because every day is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But what happens when you do go out though? Like
So I
what
mean, and like I said,
before this?
so it depends what you're following. It really depends what you're
Mm,
following. And I try to be a little bit flexible with it as well. And you can be flexible because you can shift this time to that time or whatever.
yeah.
But I think if you are starting, try to dedicate that time, those 7 days or whatever, if you can, just to getting through this, because like they
Mm,
say, it's a final, just think of it as like a final exam. You got to get through it to breathe after. You're studying it prior to that,
yeah.
and then you got to get through this exam. You got
You know
to.
what? I am so studious. I'm gonna use that. Final exam. Because I
That's
was one
it.
of those,
Like,
like, those students in school that really study,
I know, I was
try
so
to
upset
achieve
when I
that
can't go to
grade.
school. Like me, I was the same. I was like, oh,
See,
school, cannot
Vanessa
go
is saying
school.
yes.
So upset.
Vanessa is saying yes, Cam shared the potty training program there to me. See, wow, your baby is about 5 months and you've reached potty training.
Hey, you know what? I've been putting him in his old bassinet with a little pillow, and every time I put him in there, I know he's gonna cue the poo, and I go there straight away. Now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and kick this in his mind. Okay, Lachlan, poo poo now, and he's. So I'm gonna try and start now
He's the
already.
cutest though, I must say. And you've actually
He's.
started him on solids already, right?
I have. Actually, his doctor
Slowly
told me in like
introducing.
3.5 months. I was like, nah, he's not.
Ah,
Not. He was. I didn't feel like he
he
was
was
ready.
ready. Mm-hmm.
But I think you go with your instinct of
Yeah.
knowing, because I know they say after, it's so different in Australia. Here it's 4 to 6 months. I know in the States and some they say after 6 months.
Yeah.
So I
Over
think
here
you
as well, I
gotta
think it's yeah, 6 months.
six
Or
months.
I think
Yes.
the other cue is that when the baby is able to like sit up.
Yeah,
So, you
yeah,
know, in order to digest the food properly. But you know what? Thank you so much for sharing that. I will definitely look into the whole sleep thing. I know this has been a question in all of the new moms' minds as well. And it's just a matter of, I would think, consistency, right? Like you have to
yeah.
stick with it and stick through and see
But
it through.
yes, I got to be very honest. So new moms, I did not do it, and it was just like, oh, so eat. No, it is hard work. There was many tears, not by Lochlan, by me. I cried many times thinking, why is this not working? Why is it not working? And so the program I'm following, you go in the village and they tell you, just stick through it, do this, and it has worked. So
Mm.
yes, it is going, some babies easier than others, some pick up faster than others, but
Yeah, yeah.
find something that you feel comfortable with,
Mm.
stick it through. Try,
Yeah.
it is going to be hard. It is going to be
Mm-hmm.
difficult, but it will be worth it.
Thanks for
That's what
that,
I can
because I
say.
think that's so important because at the end of the day, I think there are so, I mean, there's no like formula when it comes to like how to be a mom or how to care for your baby, like no
No, no.
exact formula, you know, and you can read up on a lot of things, and there are programs for you to sort of like look into as guidance. And but at the end of the day, you have to be also mentally prepared to be able to receive and execute. And I would imagine that there were moments that it can be very stressful as well, like what you said, you know, when you're wondering why isn't it not
Yeah,
working and stuff.
so stressful. And you read a program and they like got so many good reviews and like, oh, my
Yeah.
baby is doing this now and then this now, my baby, and you're thinking, why is mine not baby not doing? And so it can be
Yeah.
very disheartening when you read all
Hmm.
this and you think like, was this fake? Was it not true?
Yeah.
You know,
Or am
so
I not
I
doing it
think,
right? Yeah.
am I not doing it right? Am I, but like you said, consistency and just
Hmm.
be confident. And yes, it's going to, just know that it is hard, it is difficult. It was not
Hmm.
easy for those moms who, suddenly got it nailed down. No, they went through
Yeah.
the process. It is a
Yeah.
process. Yeah.
You have to be willing to put in the work and the emotions that come with it as well
So many
to
emotions.
achieve that, you know, that light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak.
Yes, exactly.
We have about 6 minutes left,
I
and I
know.
know we can go on and on and on if we
I
were
know,
going to
right?
talk about like what to do with the newborn and like the daily routine, eating solids and like
Did we talk enough
playtime
about
and
prepping
stuff.
for?
Yeah, I think well, because this is my second time around, but I have to ask you though, because you're a first time mom, what's
Yeah,
been the most rewarding thing? Let's start with the good stuff.
I mean, so many rewarding
Like
moments,
or
like,
fulfilling moments, like when you know, because we talk a lot about struggles and like how hard it is and stuff, right?
ah,
And then I always tell people like, oh, I hope I'm not painting you like such a scary or horrible picture of motherhood, because there are moments that are joyful and that are rewarding and that are
there's so many
fulfilling.
joyful, yeah, so many
Mm-hmm.
joyful moments. But I think in life, like us mothers, like e- even when we read comments on Instagram, 10 things are good, one thing is bad, we're like, oh, the bad thing, so we focus on that. So
Yeah.
motherhood, honestly, there's so many, I mean, I have to remind myself as well, there's so many positives about this little man, the way he smiles up at me, the joy, and to know that you are their all. It is a lot of
Mm-hmm.
pressure, but just seeing him smile for the first time, or his
Yeah.
milestones, the little things he does, and the way they look back at you, and the first time holding him, and if you are able to nurse, them latching and feeding, and just, it's so many beautiful moments. And when they're calm, yes, you go through the crazy feeding sessions, but when they're
Mm-hmm.
calm and sitting there, whether you're feeding with a bottle, because fed is best,
Yes, that
fed
is
is
best.
best.
We covered
That
that.
is the
That
that,
is
yeah,
best.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you did. Fed is best, and whether it's a bottle or whether you're nursing, you're knowing that
Mm-hmm.
you're nourishing them, they're growing. Whether they're going through a difficult stage, reflux or whatever, know that whatever you are doing, how hard it is, you are doing your best. And the rewarding thing for me now is looking back at how hard, I must say, when I was going through it, it was the hardest thing, I know, 4 minutes, hardest thing that I had ever done. but
Yeah.
I got through it. It's so rewarding to see what an amazing baby he is now. Because to be honest, the beginning, yes, it was like he's like a potato, like yeah, like it's beautiful, oh, newborn, cute. But when when they start getting
Yeah.
chubby and
And then
and
yeah, they have
reacting,
expressions and
yeah,
they react.
expression, they smile and they laugh. Oh my goodness! Then you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
All worth it.
and because the beginning is like, where is that moment where they say it's all, yes, it's worth it, like when I hold him, I love him so much, but where is that moment where they say, oh my gosh, this is so worth it? Where was that
Mm.
moment in the beginning when you're going through that
Yeah.
sleep deprivation and tired? You wonder, they're lying, they were fucking lying to me when they
Yeah,
said
exactly.
that. It really gets through that and it
Hmm.
becomes very rewarding. And yeah, and
Yeah.
you covered
And
breastfeeding as well, right?
yes, I did. That was like the first episode.
But can I just say that was very important to me. Make
Yeah.
sure you prep your nipple prior to having,
Is there
lots
a
of
book
land.
for is there a book for that too? I'm sure you know.
No, I went for a class and she said
Oh,
use lanolin cream prior to 2 weeks. I used it and I
mm.
think that really helped. So that was the end of breastfeeding. I know you did a whole topic on that. So
Thanks for the tip. And thank you
yeah,
so much for that, though. I think that that serves as a really good reminder to all of us moms who are going through the rough stage now, or like who aren't able to see the positive because we're so consumed by all of the craziness that's going on a daily basis, especially with a newborn. So thank you so much for sharing. And my timer just came on. I have 2 minutes left, so I'm just gonna slowly wrap it up. Yes, you have something
all
to
right.
say?
One thing. Definitely,
Mm.
if you're a new mom in the beginning stage, read the Audible. I know you don't have time to read, so put earphones in,
Yeah.
pick up the book Motherhood. That is such a good book to listen to help you get
Hmm.
through those tough times. Okay, wrap
Yep.
up, Meg.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Pam. Thanks for this session and for making time. And I want to say that you are doing an absolutely wonderful and amazing job. I follow your stories. I see your motherhood journey, and you are one of the moms that who truly, truly inspire me as well in this whole motherhood period. And I just want you to know that you can reach out anytime as well, and that whenever you feel lonely, just like I do sometimes as well, we're all here for you.
High
Love
five.
you.
Social distancing high five. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I know.
There we go.
Virtual kisses.
But you really are an inspiration as well, Meg. Even seeing Miles, how like when you first, I know you wrapped up, but 1 minute, how you fed him, no distractions and all that. So I'm also following you, and you have been an inspiration. So thank you for
Mhm.
that. Thank you for letting me be part of this. It
You're
was
most
fun
welcome.
and really enjoyed it.
It's such an honor and such a pleasure. So, yeah, moms out there, stay positive, stay mentally strong. We are here for you. Just look online for
Yep.
guidance and,
Don't be scared to
select.
ask for help.
Hmm.
Don't be scared to admit when it's hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the
Okay.
end. You go enjoy your me time then.
All right.
Good night.
Good
Love you. Stay
night.
safe.
Bye.
Bye.